Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this cause now and herein shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good enough. So for the record, the parties have agreed and pre-marked 42 exhibits. Exhibit 1 is the thumb drive with the 911 call, and then exhibits 2 through 42 are various photographs. And as I said, members of the jury, you may be shown some of those during the course of this trial portion, but all exhibits will be available when the jury deliberates on the case. Okay. Whenever you're ready, Attorney Burke.
Thank you, Ron. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name?
My name is William Pasquale Colantoni, spelled Colantuoni.
Where do you work?
The City of Lawrence Police Department,
How long have you been a police officer?
more than 30 years.
What is your current rank or position within the Lawrence Police Department?
My current rank is I'm a sergeant, and I am assigned to the Early Night Detective Division as a supervisor that runs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Could you please briefly take us through sort of your trajectory at Lawrence PD and where you started and where you are now?
Sure. I was sworn in as a police officer in November of 1995. I was academy trained in August to December of 1996. That was the Lowell Police Academy put on by the Massachusetts Police Training Council. And I began my career as a patrol officer on the midnight shift from the end of 1996 to March of 2000. From March of 2000 to January of 2024, I was assigned as a detective to the early night shift. From January of 24 until November of last year, I was promoted to sergeant, where I was on the early night and day shifts as a patrol supervisor.
In total, how long, or when did you first become a detective? I'm sorry, could you?
March of 2000.
Thank you. Turning your attention to July of 2020, could you remind us what was your position in the Lawrence Police Department at that time?
I was a detective, and I worked the 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. shift Monday through Friday.
And it's probably sort of an obvious question, but what sort of things does a detective do?
As a general detective for the Lawrence Police Department, we're tasked with conducting criminal investigations, typically felony crimes.
And I take it you've received training in your years in investigative techniques and collecting evidence and things like that, correct?
I have.
Okay. Specifically, on July 17th of 2020, did you work that day?
I did.
Okay. And at about 8:34 p.m., did Lawrence PD receive a call for an incident on Crest Street?
Yes.
Okay. And at that time, did officers from the Lawrence Police Department respond to that scene on Crest Street?
Yes, they did.
When that call came in, could you tell us what were you doing and sort of how you sort of became involved in that call and the ensuing investigation?
When that call came in, I was actually in the interview room with my radio off because I was interviewing an individual. That interview started at about 8:18 in the evening and followed up at around 8:39 or so. So when I exited the interview room, brought the individual back downstairs, I learned that there was an active scene, and then I was contacted by my then Sergeant Duchesne.
So the interview that you were working on, that was something completely separate, correct?
Unrelated to this investigation, yes.
And when you were sort of done with that responsibility, that's when you found out about this other unfolding event, correct?
Correct.
And what did Sergeant Duchesne asked you to do? Sort of what was the first thing you did to assist in this investigation?
Sergeant Duchesne requested that I stay at the station. They had an active crime scene, a stabbing scene on Crest Street, and that that a female in custody was going to be transported back to the PD, and that I was to coordinate with members of the Crime Scene Services section of the State Police and Massachusetts Crime Lab to process the female and collect her clothing, and then ultimately be part of an interview.
An interview with the suspect?
Yes, Miss Medina.
To be clear, did you yourself ever respond to the crime scene at 18 Crest Street?
I did not.
You, your role was sort of staying at the station and doing things there, sort of off-site of the crime scene, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And did that include coordinating with crime scene technicians that came to the Lawrence Police Department?
Yes.
Okay. I want to jump ahead and ask you, Detective, during the course of this, or did any 911 calls come in reporting what had happened on 18 Crest Street?
Yes.
Did you review any, did you look to see if there were any and review the 911 calls from this incident?
I did. At some point between when Miss Medina arrived at the PD, when there was some time, I went to dispatch and I listened to 2 911 calls.
And why did you do that? Is that something you normally do on investigations?
I do. Whenever possible, I try to listen to any calls that came in to see if it may or may not assist with any part of the investigation.
And you reviewed calls in this case, correct?
I did.
How many 911 calls were placed for this incident?
2.
Who placed those 911 calls?
Lucy Medina.
That night when you were at the station, did you listen to those phone calls?
I did.
Okay. This morning or this afternoon when we met, did I show you a USB drive that had a couple audio files on it?
Yes.
And did were those audio files appear to be consistent with the 911 calls that you reviewed in this investigation?
Yes.
Thank you. Has the USB been marked? Okay. Could we mark maybe the slip and I can keep the USB drive in there?
It's been pre-marked, I just want, as Exhibit 1, I'll mark it whenever you're done with it.
Thank you so much. All right, so I've inserted a USB drive into the computer. Detective, there are 2 audio files with a bunch of numbers and letters, correct?
Yes.
And those files are the 911 calls, correct?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Your Honor, with the court's permission, I would add to play those calls.
That's fine.
Thank you. And for the record, I'm opening up the file, the first one, the end is 0260 WAB.
Sounds off.
All I needed. Thank you. I thought it still worked, yeah, sorry, thank you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, what's the address of your emergency? Okay, what's the address of your emergency, ma'am? Hello, ma'am? Ma'am, where's your emergency? Señora, ¿dónde es su emergencia, señora?
Ay, por favor.
¿Qué?
Por favor, manden una ambulancia rápida.
Ok, la ambulancia, entiendo, señora, necesito una ambulancia. Señora, la ambulancia. Señora, para enviar la ambulancia necesito la dirección. Señora.
Ay, Luis, por Dios, por Dios, por Dios. Ay, Luis, por favor, perdón. Ay, Luis, por Dios.
Señora.
Ay, Luis, por favor, Luis.
Señora.
Por Dios, párate.
Sí, está llorando.
Párate, por favor. Ay, Dios mío, por Dios, ¿qué fue lo que pasó?
Señora.
Párate, Dios.
Señora, confirme la dirección, por favor.
¡Rápido! ¡Mande una ambulancia, por Dios!
Vamos a enviar la ambulancia, señora. Verifique la dirección, por favor. Hello. ¿Cuál es la dirección, señora?
Ay, José. ¡Oh, por Dios! ¡Luis! ¡No!
Señora.
¡No!
Señora. ¿Cuál es la dirección?
¡No! ¡Luis! 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 ¡No! ¡No! ¡Luis! 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 ¡Luis!
Amos, address emergency.
Hey, Speedy, how are you?
Hi.
We got an erratic caller. She kept on calling somebody else's name. She's asking for an ambulance, but we are not able to confirm. We have not been able to confirm the address. She hasn't really been talking with us.
Okay.
I'm
Is
trying
it-
to get her attention, but she's not responding.
Is it Crest Street by any chance?
I got a hitting at Crest Street, but I have 65 meters.
All right.
So it's hello, señora.
All right.
¿Cuál
Just send
es
the
la-
police 18.
¿Cuál es la
sorry.
dirección, señora?
Okay, we have the police on the phone right now.
Okay. She just
Please.
confirmed 18 Crest.
18 Crest.
¿Qué
If they're,
piso, señora? ¿Qué piso,
The,
señora?
Lawrence Police.
Yes.
Just to let you know that fire and EMS are there, and they're looking in the window, and that's all they see is blood everywhere.
There's blood everywhere.
Yep. But
Okay.
they can't get in. They don't know
Hey,
what's going on.
Carlos. Okay. We're gonna be heading over there.
Okay. All right, very good. We have EMS fire on scene.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Detective, is that first clip from Exhibit 1 that we just listened to one of the 911 calls that was placed by Lucy Medina on July 17th, 2020?
Yes.
And if you know, there were two individuals, sounded like dispatchers, talking back and forth. Do you know what that was about? Is that just sharing information?
Correct.
Okay. You want to play the second clip?
My love. I away 18 Street.
Okay, ma'am.
Oh my God.
Is there a floor or apartment?
My husband is dying, please.
Okay, it looks like male. She's stating her husband's dying. Okay, ma'am. Just stay on the line. I'm connected to the ambulance. Ma'am, stay on the line. It's 18 Crest. Is there a floor apartment?
Ambulance address, emergency.
Hey, it's Lawrence Police. You have
Hi.
someone going to 18 Crest, right?
They're already there.
They're already there? All right. She's
Yeah,
stating
they
that her
just can't get
husband's
in.
dying.
Okay, they can't get in though.
They can't get in? Hey, they can't make entry.
That's why they, the fight is there too, and they can't get in to, so that's why we called
All right.
you
Let
guys
me
to
just,
go over there.
yeah, it's already been put up. We have
Yeah,
an
no,
officer.
Yeah, I get you. See, just, I guess there's blood.
To make
blood
entry.
in there?
All right. All right, I'm not getting nothing from her. We have officer on our way.
Okay. All right, everyone's on our ALS has started as well.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to stay on the line with her.
What's that?
I'm going to stay on the line.
Oh, yeah, okay. You're going to stay on line. Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hold on.
Hello? Hello? Hello, señora. Señora. ¿Me puede escuchar? Hello, señora. Hello? Hello, señora. Hello? 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 Hello, señora. Yeah, they're already out there, and fire department's already outside. Do you want me to stay on the line with her? Cause she's not even. Okay.
He's conscious. He looks like he's gonna pass out ambulance in the house right now.
Detective, the second audio file that we listened to from Exhibit 1, does that appear to be an additional recording of a 911 call placed by Lucy Medina on July 18, 2020?
Yes.
Eventually, Mrs. Medina was placed under arrest, correct?
That's correct.
And were you still present at the station when she was she brought back to the Lawrence Police Station?
Yes, she was.
And were you present when she was brought back?
I was.
When she was brought into the station, where was she sort of brought to? What was there an area that she was brought to?
She was transported by a cruiser by Officer Nova. He pulled into the Sally Port and brought her into the pre-booking area, which we commonly refer to as the pink room, due to its color.
And when you say pre-booking, what does that mean?
It's a holding area where detainees will be placed prior to booking.
And did you observe Mrs. Medina when she was in the pre-booking room?
I did.
Could you just describe physically what did she look like?
She was covered in blood. She appeared distraught. But most notably, she had a great deal of blood on her.
She was very upset, right?
Yes,
Okay. You stated earlier that you, one of your responsibilities was coordinating with crime scene individuals that were responding to the scene and to the station, correct?
correct.
And did individuals from the State Police Crime Lab arrive to the Lawrence Police Department?
Yes, at different times. The first was Marty Coniff. He's a trooper assigned to the crime scene services section. He arrived first. He photographed Miss Medina in that pre-booking area.
And did he photograph her clothing?
Yes. Prior to his arrival, I had obtained a number of paper evidence bags and had her clothing removed and placed in separate bags by Detective Rivera
Why did you have her clothing removed?
as evidence.
And obviously she was provided with something else to wear, correct?
Yes, I believe initially was a some form of hospital gown, but later a full Tyvek suit.
And Trooper Cuniff, he's the one who took pictures, correct?
He did.
Were you present when he was taking the photographs?
Yes.
Obviously, we just discussed he took pictures of Miss Medina's whole body, correct?
Correct.
And did he take pictures of specific parts of her body, like her arms and her legs?
Yes.
How was it determined what to take pictures of, or what parts of her body to take pictures of?
From her own words of where she might have had some bruising on her body and face.
And she pointed that out to you and other officers, correct?
Correct.
And did Trooper Cuniff take photographs of the injuries that she pointed out on her body?
Yes.
Okay. I have probably exhibit 2 to 24. Oh, you got it. Thank you.
Can I see counsel for a second?
the court invitation now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sometimes you need to hear something.
All right, Detective. So we were just discussing Trooper Cuniff took some photographs of Mrs. Medina's body, right?
Correct.
Just gonna publish the. I am, and Your Honor, may I publish these with the
You may.
overhead? Thank you. I am publishing Exhibit 2. Detective, not a great quality photo, but that's but at least does this photograph give, fairly accurately depict what she was wearing after her clothing was collected?
Correct.
And obviously, that's what her face and her hair looked like, correct?
Yes.
Publishing Exhibit 3. Those appear to be Mrs. Medina's hands.
Yes.
Exhibit 4, does that appear to be Mrs. Medina's face?
Yes.
Does that accurately depict what she looked like?
Yes.
Exhibit 5 shows a side profile, correct?
Correct.
Again, does that appear consistent with what she looked like?
Yes.
I'm skipping forward to Exhibit 8. Appears that her mouth is open, correct?
Correct.
Was that because Trooper Cuniff or you wanted to get a picture of the inside of her mouth, if you remember?
Yes. Both.
Exhibit 9. What are we looking at in Exhibit 9?
That is Lucy Medina's T-shirt.
And obviously that was after it was taken off of her body, right?
Correct.
And does that appear to be what the T-shirt looked like when it was taken off of her?
Yes.
Exhibit 10, that's the back of the same T-shirt, correct?
Correct.
Exhibit 12, what are we looking at in Exhibit 12?
Mrs. Medina's pants.
Those are the pants she was wearing?
Yes.
Exhibit 13, that appeared to be Miss Medina's bra.
Yes, it does.
And I think you already stated this, but these items, the clothing items, were those collected
Yes, they were.
for evidence, correct?
Correct.
Exhibit 14, that appeared to be Mrs. Medina's hand,
Yes.
the top of her hand.
Yes.
Exhibit 17, she pushing up her lip. Do you know why she's doing that?
She complained of pain in that area.
And when she complained of pain, Trooper Cuniff took a picture of where she was talking about?
Yes.
Exhibit 18, this is Medina's calves and her feet, correct?
Correct.
Exhibit 20, is that Mrs. Medina's back?
Yes.
Do you remember when a picture was taken of her back, was that you or Trooper Cuniff's decision, or did she point that out as an injury? If you remember.
I don't recall.
That's Exhibit 21, that appears to be probably her left arm, right?
Yes.
Exhibit 22 appears to be her right arm, correct?
Correct.
And there appear to be bruises, right?
Yes.
Exhibit 23, is that sort of her elbow and part of her forearm?
Yes.
And lastly, exhibit 24, is that her other arm?
Yes.
All right. Other than Trooper Cuniff, other members of the lab responded, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember if they did any testing on Mrs. Medina?
They did.
Okay, do you remember what they did?
I believe they swabbed her hands and maybe other parts of her body.
Were you present for a recorded interview between Mrs. Medina, yourself, and at the time Trooper Ulrich?
Yes.
Where did that interview take place?
There's a audio and video recorded interview room on the second floor of the Lawrence Police Department, and that's where the interview took place.
Was that, if you remember, was that after the photographs we just looked at were taken or before?
Afterwards.
Okay. And during that interview, would you say that you kind of took the lead and asked the questions, or did Trooper Ulrich take the lead and ask the questions?
Trooper Ulrich led the questioning, and I chimed in from time to time.
And not getting into the substance, but she was upset throughout that interview, correct?
Yes, she was.
Okay. And she was very distraught about about Mr. Medina's injuries, correct?
Correct.